Welcome to the 20 Laws of the Masculine. And I put this series together because I love Robert Greene and his books, some of the best books I've ever read. And I want to take that same theme and create 20 Laws of the Masculine because I feel this is what's lacking in society. And I feel if you apply these laws, that you will set yourself up to be the leader that you were born to be, to embody what true, honorable, masculine energy is. And you're going to be an example for others who are in your presence and in your life. So excited about this. And today I'm going to start with law number 1, the law of the inner kingdom. Most men want to be leaders. They want their woman to submit to their lead in relationship. They want to coach, mentor, move up the corporate ladder in their career. Most men want to be the man that people follow. However, most of these men don't even lead themselves. They want to be king of the kingdom, but they can't even rule their inner kingdom. And we're going to fix that today in this video. Story. Kobe Bryant, one of my favorite athletes of all time, Mamba mentality. A lot of people forget when Kobe Bryant first got into the NBA, he wasn't liked very much. People forget that. A lot of people thought he was arrogant, a bad teammate. He had some struggles early on. And I remember when things got really bad for him, when he cheated on his wife and he was accused of, assaulting that woman in Colorado at the hotel. He was losing all the sponsorships and endorsements, and the media wasn't, letting up on him. And it seemed like his whole world was falling apart. I remember this. And what's interesting is that while it was all coming down and it seemed like his career was headed right down the drain with everything else, he reinvented himself. He started working with Todd Herman, the author, creator of the Alter Ego Effect, and they created the Black Mamba for Kobe Bryant. And what the Black Mamba was, that was Kobe's persona, where he can channel all of that energy, all of that frustration, all that rage and anger onto the basketball court. His back was against the wall, and he was able to just come to Black Mamba and channel that onto the court and reinvent himself. And not only on the court, but also outside the court with his work ethic. Him working out at 4 a.m, and then again at 6 a.m, then again at noon, then again, like he was working out 4 times a day, just so dedicated to his craft. And he was the most disciplined person in the NBA. And I met Tim Grover, who his trainer was, and he told me, he was like, I knew when Kobe was in town, I knew not to go home because Kobe would be walking back in the gym at 1 a.m. to work out again, right? He reinvented himself. He took control of his world. He couldn't control what the media thought about him. He couldn't control what the fans thought about him. He couldn't control what other players in the NBA were thinking about him. I would have drove him crazy to do that. What he did, when he created the Black Mamba, he ruled his inner kingdom. And he reinvented himself and went from one of the most hated athletes in the world to now one of the most iconic athletes who ever lived, with a lot of fans. So many fans, and I talked to a lot of Kobe fans who are younger, they don't even remember that Kobe was once hated. He reinvented himself by owning his inner kingdom. Now, how do you apply that to you? You're not going to be fit to lead anybody if you don't own your inner world. And that inner world comes from your traumas, comes from your childhood upbringing, your environment, your belief systems. There's a lot of things in your subconscious that are going on that are dictating how you perceive things, is dictating your thought process, is dictating what you say. It's just, it's running the show. You think you have a lot of conscious thought behind it, but honestly, it's the subconscious things that are running the show. So for you to take control of your inner kingdom, first step is you need to look at your subconscious wounds or your trapped emotions, these things that are showing up in your life. And how do you know it's there is what are you getting triggered by? Triggers are just feedback. When somebody says something to you and your nervous system gets worked up, that's a trigger. That's an opportunity for you to go think back in the past when you felt that same feeling and see what that situation was that caused that feeling. And then you can do some subconscious reprogramming to reframe and change the story around that situation so that you have a different feeling in your nervous system. When you start to do that, things that once triggered you, that are putting you in fight or flight mode, won't have that same impact on you. So you can hold more space. You can approach tough, chaotic situations with more clarity. You can be calm amongst the chaos. A person who can be calm amongst the chaos is also fit to lead. But most men, they can't even handle their wife or their girlfriend having an emotional day without them getting worked up and trying to argue and invalidate her feelings. And they want to argue back and forth, and their ego has this need to feel right. And they start arguing about 5 different things completely separate from the initial conversation because they were too chaotic and just felt the need to fight back. But when you can remain calm amongst the chaos, especially with your girlfriend, somebody who means a lot to you, your wife, well, now you are fit to lead. She's going to feel safe with you, and she will calm down, and she will soften, and she will nurture you. All the things that are in their DNA to do, but we block it with our stuff as men. When you're calm amongst the chaos, you'll get to see that. You'll get to see her soften and feel safe with you and nurture you. And that carries over if you're a coach, right? Game's getting out of hand, but yet you're grounded, you're clear, you're not panicking, you're not just frantically just calling any random play, or you're making these brash decisions. Your team's going to feel more inspired, and they're going to execute better amongst the chaos. And you never know, momentum could get back on your side and you come back and have a crazy comeback victory. I've seen it happen. I've experienced it as a coach. I've experienced it as a player, and I've also witnessed it. But if you're freaking out, you don't have control of your inner world, don't know how to regulate your nervous system, you're not leading anything. You're just contributing to chaos. Take control of your inner world. Look at your traumas. Be curious about your triggers. Reframe those stories in your nervous system. Learn to breathe. Slow your breathing down. 4-second inhale, 7-second hold, 8-second exhale. Get great at that. Don't respond so quickly. Well, I should say, let me take that back. Don't react so quickly to things. Pause, then respond. Pause, respond. There's a lot of wisdom in that space there. When you get control of that, it's one of the most masculine things that you can do. This law alone will change so many things in your life, especially your relationships. But if you don't get this part down, forget about it. You're not leading anything. You're just contributing to chaos, like I said earlier. The choice is yours. If you want to go deeper on this, I have other videos, and I also have school community where we really dive deep on these topics. You can ask some questions in the community, get answers specifically for your situation. So if you're not in there already, click the link in the caption. If you got value out of this video, make sure you like it, make sure you comment, and most importantly, share with somebody, because somebody you know needs to hear this message as well. Until next time, guys, check it out.